let's take another look at this, Johnny, and you think about this as we're going through this, right? Because we've heard this typical day in 2050. So how do I think my day would go in 2050? Well, I'll tell you how I think my day is going to go in 2050. So I know I've got a hospital appointment coming up at, say, 10 o'clock the next morning. So I go to bed at night, and instead of setting my smartphone like I do just now to wake me up at, a couple hours early so I can get ready and get breakfast and everything else. No, what will happen is, because that appointment is on my digital planner, be it Google or one of these other computerized planners that we'll all be using by then, that syncs up with the brain chip implant that I took maybe 12 to 24 months ago, when they started coming down in price and everyone was adopting them. So I won't need an alarm clock per se. This chip will just start to gently wake me up in the morning. Now I'll go and brush my teeth, and with the smart toothbrush, what it's going to do is it's going to look at the enzymes in my mouth. It's going to analyze my saliva. So I'm going to talk to the nanobots that are coursing through my body, through everyone's body at this point, and they will basically come up with any medication I might need for that day. Maybe it notices, my vitamin D's down a little bit, being over here in Scotland, so yep, that gets souped up. So I go down to get my breakfast, and of course by this time in 2050, food's long gone. So I sit there, it doesn't look nice, but we're used to pellets by now. And these pellets have got all the nutrition we need. And I know that my lift's coming to pick me up. There's the public automated autonomous transport that will come along. Probably some other people from my area. They might be going to hospital at 10 in the morning as well. So obviously we'll group share the car. It won't just be taking me there. It'll drive us up. Autonomous, of course. All the cars in Glasgow are autonomous by 2050. And then when I'm finished in the hospital, if I'm lucky, I'll get to see my physical human consultant. But we know that she works over in Germany now, and sometimes she can only teleconference in, right? Or maybe it'll be Hannah too, since Hannah, my actual consultant, like I say, she's over in Germany. So I'll be told what has to be done and what's happening with my health, and I'll go back out into the forecourt, and then I'll jump in another car. It'll take me home, and depending on my mood then, the nanobots in my system will instruct my brain maybe to release a bit of dopamine. Maybe I've had some bad news. Maybe I've had some good news. And I'll come home and I'll decide to check out for a couple of hours, go to the Oasis, go to that virtual reality where, like in the antisocial park that we were hearing about before, I can basically do anything I want. I can ride a roller coaster, I can climb the Alps, I could turn into a serial killer because, there are no rules in there. You can be what you want to be. And then when it comes to later on in the day, dinner time, more pellets, obviously, all tailored to my own body chemistry. All the time, the nanobots talking to the smart fridge, the smart cooker, your smart house that you're living in. So all of that will be tailored. And then later on at night, I'll get a little message on my phone. My bath awaits me. It'll know what mood I'm in. It'll have the lighting set just right. I'll go into my bath and dip my toe in, and it's going to be just perfect because it knows how I like my bath. And then when I start to come out of the bath, just as I start to come out, how convenient, I start getting a little bit sleepy. And of course I go to lie in bed, and chemicals are then released at that point to take me into the land of Nod. And because I want to be earning a little bit of money on the side, a little bit extra crypto coin, because my universal income got stopped last month because of a comment that I made on social media, well, what I've done is I've gone to a company and I have rented out some of my cranial space. So while I sleep, instead of learning Russian this month, I'm actually going to let a company use 30% of my brain's computing power to solve cryptographic equations and build a blockchain for them. Yeah, I'm going to be mining in my sleep, folks. And then when I wake up, chemically induced again the next morning, we start again. So there's my typical day in 2050, Johnny. What do you think, man?
That just sounds like a robot to me, Kev.
And that's pretty much where we're going to be.
It doesn't sound good, mate. To be honest with you, do you know what I mean? Remember when we're talking, this is in 20 years' time that There won't be any writers left. That AI will be writing the best novels, it'll be doing the best movies and things. This is all coming up, Kev. It really
Well,
is. It's
it will.
quite frightening.
Absolutely, because we've just invented the one thing that renders all of our future inventions irrelevant. Because we've invented something that is going to be of super intelligence. It's going to invent things that we haven't even dreamt up yet.